I'm your Slocum 23. You're joining me for Elementalists Book 2, Chapter 4, Danger and Discovery. A little over a week after you receive the last letter from Kane, you sit down at a table in the greenhouse with Atlas and Astra, fiddling with the charm he gave you. I wonder if I can get this to activate again. It must be some kind of command word or something. Shield activate. Give the charm a little shake, but nothing happens. I guess I still haven't quite figured this out. It protected me in the dining hall, but I don't remember doing anything special. Perhaps it's activated automatically, sensing when you're in danger, just like when the trees reach out to me. Let's stop talking about the charm. Okay, I for one cannot wait to see what we're going to learn today. I can barely contain my excitement. Professor Kanto strolls to the front of the room.
Good morning, classroom. Today we are beginning our lessons on restorative magic. The subject is a bit tricky, and I know some of you have trouble with the wood element, so this will be a companion lesson.
Did you hear that, Tim? It's you and me, buddy. With a poof, Tim appears from the ether. You pat him on the head.
It's up to you to get these sick plants to improve. I'm here to help, and I'm sure our resident wood nymph, Astra, is happy to assist as well.
Oh yes, I do this type of magic all the time back home in the forest. Professor Kanto sets down a small potted tree in front of you. Its leaves are withered and brown, and it's nearly tipping over. Well, we'd better get started. Let's heal this tree. Get creative. Heal this tree. Give me a boost, Tim. Come on, little plant. I know you're struggling, but I believe in you. You can get through this. Channeling your magic into the plant is just as Professor Kantos approaches, and slowly it straightens up, its leaves filling out and turning a shiny green. Good as new. Ah, and it has fruit, too. Oh, this is a perfect plant if I ever saw one.
Excellent work, Mr. Winchester. I see you've had no trouble with this lesson.
What lesson? We just got here. He just said heal the plant. We don't even know how. As Professor Kantos goes to check on a few other students, Atlas slams his fist down on the table.
Damn it, why won't this work?
Whoa, Atlas, what's the matter?
I've been talking to this plant for the last 10 minutes, but nothing happened.
I told it to toughen up, to be stronger, to fix itself, and it just sits there. When you're working with plants, they generally need encouragement. That's what I'm doing. I think Astra means is that you have to be nice to them. Don't worry, Alice. I'm sure you can do it. Maybe you just need a bit of help. Why don't you get help from Astra? Astra's practically an expert on this. I bet she can give you a hand. Follow my lead. Just think about how much you want to help this plant and send all your magic towards that thought. Astra guides Atlas's hand gently to touch one of the withered leaves. Atlas closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. I'm helping. As Atlas speaks, the vines on Astra's arm wiggle and the injured leaves slowly begin to perk back up. They actually listen. See? Not as hard as it is it? I knew you could do it. Atlas glances at each of you and then lets out a sigh. I'm just used to being able to do things myself. I don't usually need help. It's okay to need help, Atlas. Professor Kantos did say you use a companion magic. Professor Kantos approaches your desk and regards each of your plants with a smile.
I see you all helping each other out. I've been watching, and you've made an excellent progress in an hour, Atlas. And you, Mr. You, have been a marvelous assistant. I truly appreciate all your help.
The class comes to a close. Astra bounces excitedly in her seat. Ezekiel, I have a really good feeling about today. How would you like to visit my grove and saplings later? You mean we're actually going to meet your siblings? There's no way I'd miss that. Wonderful. I'll find the rest of Locum's Locos and we'll meet up this afternoon. After class, you spot Beckett. Fascinating. I seem to have created metal, though I didn't start with it. You talking to yourself again? Ah, Ezekiel, you've just witnessed part of an experiment I have assigned for my thaumaturgy class.
I'm taking the pure forms of each element and mixing them together, and I believe I've just had a breakthrough.
Hands shake with excitement as he speaks.
When I combine some of the base elements, fire, water, earth, and air, I've been able to make wood and metal, despite not channeling them. This means that the elements are deeply connected, not completely separate entities as most of us assume.
Okay. I have no idea what most of that means, but I take it you're gonna keep talking anyway.
The implications could be massive, but I can't submit my report until I have a full handle on them. If a sonnet like you were to help me with the experiment, I'm sure my results would be astounding.
Help Beckett with his experiment to unlock secrets about the nature of magic.
Why does this seem really short today? Seriously.
Do this some other time. We're just like hopping into the tree thing, hopping into Beckett's thing, and hopping into something else here in a minute. Just got out of class and I'd like to ignore the existence of homework for at least a couple hours. I hope you figure it out.
Thank you. The results were fascinating. I just have to keep analyzing them.
Give Beckett a wave as the two of you part ways. Later that afternoon, you and all your friends head into the woods to visit the Wood Nymph Grove. I can't wait for you to meet the saplings. Love hearing about my time at school. Well, they're in for a treat because I have plenty of fabulous stories to add to yours. I can tell them all about Serene and Sublime. It's been a rather long time since humans visited the Wood Nymph Forest, hasn't it, Esther? Oh yes, at least a century or more has passed since the last ones were here. Nowadays, we tend to keep to ourselves. If I told the elders, I don't think they'd want me to bring you.
Well, that makes sense. Tensions between the attuned and wood nymphs still fraught following the Wand Wars.
I assumed as much. The attuned chopped down whole forests during the war. But that was ages ago. Don't worry, the saplings are much more accepting. Astra leads you through a thick cropping of trees, and you step into a magical wood. Pretty. Small motes of different colored light dance between the leaves, the thin trees, and the clearing, swaying softly in the afternoon breeze. Welcome to my home. These are my siblings, the saplings. Hello, saplings. It's nice to meet you all. I've heard so many stories about wood nymph groves, but they don't do them justice. You can really feel the magic in the air. The trees around you rustle with a sound like bells, and Astra giggles. Oh no, these are humans. They're some of my friends from school. A nearby branch lowers and taps your arm, then quickly lifts back up. The rustling grows louder. Astra, I feel like they're laughing at me. They said you look funny, would look like a funny type of nymph. They want to play a game of Whispering Winds with you. Yes, games are my forte, along with being incredibly charming and friendly. How do you play? The saplings learn by feeling other people's magic, so you just have to cast a spell and they'll try to copy you. Oh. Alright, let's make our elegant, or magic elegant, fun, kind. I'll help too, and this will be a good way for Alice to practice his restorative magic. I just spent literal hours doing that, but fine, I guess it couldn't hurt. I just want to give all these saplings a big hug! The three of you channel your magic, and the branches on each saplings intertwine with each other. A moment later, vines grow from the forest floor and slowly wrap around you, giving you a soft squeeze. I guess this is the closest saplings can get to giving a hug. I hate this. But it's so cozy! Saplings all rustle loudly, and the branches bend to brush you again, their leaves tickling your face. They want me to tell you that they had a lot of fun playing with you, and they consider you friends of the forest now. I'll wear that title proudly. As the saplings grow quiet, Astra lets out a sigh. I only wish the rooted nymphs, the elders, were more open-minded. But I'm sure that since the saplings adore you, the elders will have to like you too. I don't know, Astra. From everything you've told me, they seem pretty set in their ways. But this is the season of learning leaves, when nymphs learn to shed the past and focus on growing a better future. If the elders are going to let go of their prejudices, now would be the time. Besides, you all are the most wonderful people I've ever met. If anyone can get the elders to see reason, it's you. I'm sure they'll see it your way. We'll just think positive. And it's like you said, we're your friends and the saplings like us, they'll understand that. You're right. Even if we can only make one nymph change their mind, it will have been worth it. Astra nods to herself and skips ahead deeper into the woods. Come on, you just have to see the rest of the grove, and you can meet the elders then. Ooh, you're kind of dark and mysterious, aren't you? Follow Astra across the grove to an older section of the forest. Indistinct faces stare out at the tree trunks. A slow, creaky voice filters through the branches, and a wood nymph sways into view around a nearby trunk. His body is turning wooden, and his legs appear to be rooted into the ground.
Astra, have you come to visit? Didn't send a message through the tree.
Papa, I brought my friends from school to come visit. Everyone, this is Papa Yarrow. There's rustling from the trees further off, and their whispers reach her ears.
It was.
The branches of the larger trees lean closer together, as though they're speaking to each other. It's nice to meet you.
Silence!
Yarrow's head swivels back to Astra's, expression furious.
You brought a tune into our forest. After all they've done.
I wanted them to meet everyone. I thought we could talk and learn from each other.
Ye are not to be trusted. It will destroy you. Have you learned nothing from what I've told you about our history? About the wars? Why won't you just come back to the forest? Give up these ridiculous studies.
Trees echo with sentiment. Yes, Astra. Back. This is where you belong. Astra's eyes go wide, filling with tears. I don't. Hero turns back to you with a scowl.
Attuned! Leave this place now! Cease your attempts to corrupt my Astra with your ways!
Wait. We're Astra's friends. We care about her. Yeah, we'd never do anything to hurt her. We just want to help her learn. It's true, Papa. They're the most wonderful people and—
Lies! All the two do is lie. They're using you for their own gains, as a tune have always done with us wood nymphs.
Astra's face falls again, and she looks desperately at her father. Papa, please, if you would just listen.
No! After you've let these Attune fill your head with false stories, you need to grow up and see them for what they are. Weeds.
Astra's eyes go wide, and she lets out a sob before running off into the woods. If you won't take Astra's word for it, maybe you'll listen to the saplings. They seem to like us.
The saplings, you would...
Arrow's face turns to rage, and wind rips through the clearing, nearly knocking you off your feet. The forest darkens, and the trees loom over you, casting you in shadow.
Get out!
You and your friends hurry back the way you came, returning to the outer woods. Well, that could have gone a lot better. You can say that again. You hear quiet sniffling and follow to find Astra seated by a stream, still crying. Astra, your family are a bunch of jerks. Atlas, maybe don't say that. Well, he's certainly not wrong. They're an abstinent bunch, aren't they? I think they're all trying to say is we're so sorry. It's not your fault. I really thought it'd be different, that they'd finally understand. Rub Astra's back comfortingly as she wipes away the remaining tears. Is there anything we can do to help? A cup of cocoa, maybe? I don't think so. I should just get to the shop, though. It's been really slow lately, so there probably won't even be any customers to talk to. Why don't we come with you? Having some help at the shop might cheer you up. And we can do some advertising, too. You'll have a bunch of new customers. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to negatively impact your energy. Locum's Logos never lets down a friend in need. Right, Ezekiel? In before Diamond Choice and letting her down. Sorry, I got to go. Well, give you some time alone. Bye! I mean, you've got a lot to deal with. I don't want to intrude on them. Yes, you're right. Some quiet might be good for me. You'll head back to the campus where Astra tells you goodbye and leaves for Penn Square. A week later, you meet up with Atlas for a training session. He leads you across the campus, down a hidden staircase, into a strange temple. In before Bloodbound? Bloodbound. So, you still haven't told me what we're doing today. Combat training. You mean magic? No, physical combat. There's some situations where you won't be able to use magic, and it's important to know how to fight. Today, just the basics. Lunging, blocking, getting out of a grapple. I have no idea to start with this. Just have to remember a couple things. First, when you punch, keep your thumb outside of your fist. Make sure your fist is vertical. For blocking, you can block a straight punch by slapping it away with your palm, but you should use your wrist to block a hook. And if someone manages to grab you from behind, get out by slanting your hands up your sides. It'll dig your elbows right into their muscles. Alright, so are we gonna run through each move first to get the hang of it? No, you gotta be able to think on your feet. Atlas clenches his fist, spins his knees, and gets ready. Come at me. Fist vertical. Clench your fist and throw a punch right at Atlas. Take this. Your punch slams into his shoulder, and he stumbles backwards with a smirk. Nice form. This isn't too hard. Now it's my turn. Atlas steps forward and takes a swing at you, his fist arcing into a hook right at your face. Slap it out of the way. Ah, don't hit me! Oh my god, Christ. Try to slap Atlas's punch out of the way, but your attempt just brings his fist right into your chin. You didn't say this training would involve me getting hurt. It's literally called training, bro. That's how combat works. That would have blocked a straight punch, but you should have used your wrist for a hook. You and Atlas trade blows, throwing punches and blocking them as you dance around the room. Come on, make this a challenge, Atlas. Oh, you'll regret asking for that. After you manage to land a punch in Atlas's stomach, he brushes from behind you. He grabs you, pinning your arms at your sides, and squeezes you tightly. Do you get out of this? Slide arms up. Slide your arms up, keeping your hands pressed against your side, your elbows digging right into Atlas's biceps. He winces and his grip goes slack, allowing you to push him off. He rubs out his muscles. Jeez, I forgot how much that hurts. No one bear hugs me and get away with it. Atlas brushes his hand off his pants and gives you a once-over. Not bad. Make a fighter out of you yet. You held your own during combat training. Hell yes, I'm ready to kick some ass. No, you're not. You could probably handle fighting someone trying to pin you to the ground now. Or we could move straight to fighting someone who has a weapon when you only got your fists. Okay, all of that sounds mildly terrifying. That's why it's fun. But I think we learned enough for today. Really? But I'm still so pumped up on adrenaline. I suppose there's a spell I could teach you if you're up for it. What kind of spell is it? It's a day spell. Combination of moon and earth. It will allow you to stun someone and leave them confused. Is it earth because it's throwing a rocket at a person's head? Why don't I show you what it's like? Alice locks eyes with you, and your vision suddenly goes blurry. Whoa! Try to focus, but your surroundings warp and shift around you, making you stumble. You fall to the ground as Alice ends the spell. Oof, you weren't kidding. That would stop anyone in their tracks. Exactly. But it might be difficult for you since you're a Sun-Ant, so you definitely need to make sure you have enough energy to do it. But if you think you can handle it, I'm sure it'll be useful in your missions. Wait, what missions? So confused. Add the day spell to your spellbook to knock your enemies off their feet. Wait, today must be Diamond Day, isn't it? Did not learn the day spell. No shit. The adrenaline's wearing off, and I want to risk passing out. I think I'm gonna go back to my room. That's probably smart. I'm gonna stick around here for a bit longer. Just then, you hear a loud pop and the sound of trumpets, and you and Atlas exchange a look before rushing up the stairs. As you emerge, you're greeted by a parade of animals marching across the campus. You spot a snake slithering up Amy's arm, tongue flickering out. That tickles. Is it just me, or is it weird even for Penderghast? A raccoon leaps out of a potted plant, knocking it over with a crash, and approaches Atlas. Oh wait, trash panda. Oh god, it's Kane.
Here's the star of our show. Why don't you come up and join me, Ezekiel?
Kane sits regalia in the back of an elephant as the head of the parade approaches, and a moment later you're floating up to join him, landing on the back of a grizzly bear.
I conjured up all these illusions just for you. I do hope you like them. Let him go, you son of a...
Kane blows away his attack with a gust of wind, and the parade marches onward, with you and Kane in the lead. Kane, this is all a little much. Someone could get hurt, and your animals are damaging Penderghast property.
And here I thought you'd enjoy the fun.
I mean, I think I'd enjoy it more if you toned it down a little.
Well, I suppose if I must. Put him down!
Atlas launches a fireball right at Kane's head, but just as it gets closer, it's suddenly snuffed down.
Allow me to handle this, Ezekiel.
Kane snaps his fingers, and a whirlwind snaps up Atlas, tossing him in the leg.
Ah!
Whoa, no Atlas! The doors of the main academic building burst open, and your professor stride out furiously. I don't know who you are, but you're trespassing on Penderghast property.
I suggest you remove yourself, or we shall have to remove you by force.
We will not warn you again. Kane leaps off his elephant and floats gracefully down to the ground. Oh, this is gonna end up bad, isn't it?
That's quite enough of that.
He snaps his fingers, and your professor's eyes go wide. They'll clutch at their throats and drop to their knees. Oh, called it. You leap off the grizzly bear's back, looking between Kane and your professors. Help my professors. First to your professor's side, placing your hands on Dean Swan's shoulder. You begin channeling, trying to help her breathe. Come on, work. But nothing happens. I don't know what to do. Blinking Kane is nowhere to be seen. Atlas hurries to join you, water dripping from his clothes. He's headed towards the Sunat classroom. I'll keep an eye on the professors. Go. Why is he going to the Sunat room? Rush up the stairs towards the Sunat classroom, and as you step inside, you spot Kane in the center of the room. Kane, what are you doing here? But he doesn't seem to hear you, his gaze transfixed on the crystal in the center of the room. Finally. He reaches out to grab the crystal, and the moment his fingers touch it, a massive flare shoots out of the center, sending him flying. Ugh! Kane scrambles to his feet, disoriented from the blast. He hurries towards the edge of the room and scans the sky.
Blast it!
You follow him as he rushes back to the campus. He conjures a massive whirlwind, sucking in all his illusionary animals, and starts to flee, even as your professor struggles for air. Kane, don't leave them like this. Just release your magic and let them go.
I have more to worry about now.
Without another word, Kane disappears. You notice a glimmer in the corner of your eye, and you look up to see a comet coming right towards you. Ah! You dive to the ground as the meteor hits with a crash, shaking the entire campus. Slowly, the smoke begins to clear around a figure who stalks closer. Let me guess, it's the girl. No, that's not the girl. That's someone else. You just destroyed half my campus. What the f is going on? She waves her hand, and your professors gasp in desperate breaths. Her voice booms out over the campus as she pins you and Atlas with a fierce gaze. You foolish mortals. Us, but we didn't... Silence! I can smell his lingering magic. Kane, the air source. My wayward child. What are you talking about? Who the hell are you? Woman stops in front of you, energy radiating off of her in waves so powerful you can barely move a muscle. The blood source, the elemental parent. You fools released Kane from his prison. And now he will leave your entire world in ruin. Okay. Alright. Nice meeting you. So, you want to kind of turn off your power machine and let me move and whoop your ass? I mean, speak. Thanks. I'd be appreciated. With that being said, hope y'all did enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And no description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. So, this chapter felt a little bit short, a little bit furiously fast. You know, I don't know what else to say. Besides that, yeah, I guess it's either that or I need more coffee. I'll catch you all later, I suppose. Bye!